Hi everybody, it's Mike Hamilton. It's the 6th of June and need to get straight into these markets for our weekly analysis. Right, this time last week I was talking about how all the safe havens were being bought. This time last week the markets were pretty sideways, very volatile, very choppy, but I was calling the shorts in the commodities and the equity markets because of the safe havens. And here's just a reminder where we are with the safe havens. Here's the dollar last week, so week job figures on Friday, and all week the dollar held the ATM8 in the daily, and on Friday we got this big move up. So we're heading for the nice round number of 90 in the dollar index. We're going to see that pretty quickly. Here's the 10-year Treasury notes, another safe haven. These are breaking out. Right, so they're at major resistance at the moment. I'm expecting them to break out this week. We've had very high value chart reading. It's come back to the midline. Now I'm looking for that to break even further to the upside. We've got gold, safe haven of gold, and that has had a pullback this week, but has held these highs. It's held the 8 EMA, similar to what the dollar's been doing in the run-ups to the last few weeks. It's all being held. Expecting to see some further buying in the gold as a safe haven. These markets have got a lot of fear attached. Let's get straight into the S&P 500 futures. Right, on the weekly chart, these are all weekly charts, and we've had a trigger bar on the weekly chart. So I'm now looking for a pullback this week to around 1078 on the S&P futures market, and then expecting to see further drops. I think these markets really are in trouble. Not too bothered about specific news. There's a lot of different news out there, but on the whole, they're including some good news. I mean, let's face the facts. It's not all doom and gloom. There is some good news out there. Levels of consumer confidence and retail sales in the US have been strong, but with the job numbers on Friday were mainly made up of temporary jobs. 411,000 were temporary consensus jobs, so people walking the streets, helping the US state get the consensus together. So there is a lot of weakness out there. So I'm looking for a retest of 1,000 in the S&P 500 futures very soon. I'm looking to get short on a pullback though. I want these markets to give me a little pullback first. So any movement back up to this about 50% up the bar, or just under the 50 EMA on the weekly chart, 1077 is where I'm going to get short. This is the YM, the Dow futures. This is called the Wall Street Daily on your IG account. So, as I said before, I'm not going to talk about all the specific news that's out there because it's all in the charts. All the news is priced into these charts. So what I'm looking for on tomorrow, on Monday, I'm looking for a pullback back to this 8 EMA. We've now got a close down here, and we've got all the moving averages above us. So these markets are very weak. I think that so many factors out there, including these very weak job figures that we had on Friday, that says that these markets are in a lot of trouble. I mean, just look at this chart here. Since we had this shooting star up here, we've had a lot of filled-in bars, a lot of bars full of cement, very few open bars. In fact, you can count, we've had 4 or 5 open bars over the last few weeks, and all the rest have got cement in them, so they're very heavy and moving to the downside. So I'm expecting some pullbacks in these markets on Monday. I'm going to be short to that level there, with an 8-day moving average. Stop 120 points away, just 2 bars back, and then looking to targets. Right, let's put the fibs on from this area here to these highs. Right, my first target is just above 9,500. I think over the next 2-year period, these markets are going to work their way right down to these lows, and I wouldn't at all be surprised if we do eventually get down to this level here, and possibly even further. This is 6,170 roughly, which is 150% extension on these charts from this latest big move from last summer. So that's what I'm looking for in the YM. Let's move on.